4 years of running a YouTube channel. Christ, it feels like it's been not even a year since I bought my computer and microphone. Ah yes, my first microphone. I've still got the Blue Snowball, which I've used for the first 2 or so years. I've moved on to the Blue Yeti since then, which records slightly better audio. The computer is still exactly the same, although I did finally invest in a second monitor, which helps tremendously with video editing. Don't ask how I managed to work with one screen for so long, because I really don't know. So, what did the Pumpkin Man achieve this year? Well, I finally discovered Siric's mapping masterpieces. Not only is he super talented at video editing, effects and composing music, but he's legit one of the greatest Doom mappers out there. Going Down and Overboard were the most fun WODs I've played in my Dooming career, and I'm really glad I got to cover those. Stardate 20XT7, another legendary map set by Ribix. This one had some really tough maps, surprise surprise, but man were they fun. Map 9 especially left a big impression, what a brutal map that is. Around this time, YouTuber Dwars managed to get in contact with the one and only Sandy Peterson for an interview. Dwars asked me if I wanted to join, and I said hell yeah. So Dwars and I played through Doom 1's second episode, while Sandy talked about the levels he made, and he had some interesting things to say.
No humans allowed, I guess. It's only for demons.
Haste is another enjoyable map set I finished. Relatively short maps that look great, fantastic atmosphere, and can get quite difficult sometimes. Made by a team of legendary Doomers, and definitely worth checking out. I did a live stream of Clone Hero where I played a bunch of Doom songs on a plastic guitar. Don was my guest of honor, who did most of the charts, so we talked about those as I played the songs, and it was really fun. We also had the 4th round of viewer submitted Doom levels. Once again, it was a way to showcase some very cool and creative Doom maps that may have flown under the radar for some people. I'm happy to announce I'll be hosting a 5th round in a couple of days. Stay tuned for the announcement video on the 1st of December. By the way, I had a very peculiar submission for the 4th round. Quantum Strike 99x9. I kindly asked not to submit super difficult and grindy maps, but it happened. I was stubborn enough to grind it anyway, and after 18 hours of live streaming, I did it. My greatest Doom achievement so far, still very proud of it.
Yes, finally.
I did some more new Sunder Maps live streams, incredibly impressive maps. Maps 16 and 19 broke me. Good lord, those are some colossal beasts. I don't know how Insane Gazebo does it. Serious Sam's Siberian Mayhem was released as well. I was planning to record a playthrough of all levels. Unfortunately, the performance is dreadful on my PC, so I had to scrap that. I did a co-op livestream with Frame Raider, Atlation and Sakor, which, despite the performance issues, was great fun. Thanks guys. One of my favorite DoomTubers, MountPain27, reached out to me and asked if I wanted to be featured in his Memento Mori Dino Doom video. How could I say no to that? We had some fun multiplayer sessions and the end result is amazing.
You see a Baron attacking?
Apparently Stardate 20XT7 was not brutal enough, because I decided to start an Italo Doom playthrough. 20 ball-busting maps that are incredibly punchy, but short. Apparently this WOD made me realize I really like Italo disco music. So thank you Ribix and Danny. A special shout out to Danny's band, Carino Cat. Thank you for the great music. In June I went to a trip to Portugal. I visited the most beautiful places and thought, why not meet up with a beautiful person too? I messaged DoomTuber Coincident and he too was thrilled to hang out for an evening and it was great fun. Speaking of Portugal, I started Doom 2 in Spain only, where the original Doom 2 map names are purposefully mistranslated in Spanish and then built around the mistranslation. A great idea for a WOD and a good excuse for me to practice my Spanish, because you may have noticed, I'm quite rusty. I started that WOD to take a break from the stressful, tough maps. It didn't last long, because I also did a playthrough of Magnolia, another Ribix masterpiece. Even on Hurry Plenty, this is a tough cookie, which is what I played on. I also did an Ultra Violence livestream with saves and loads to show off how crazy difficult it gets on that difficulty. I did manage to single segment both bonus maps that I possess in Ultra Violence, with Aki's Revenge 2 being a true nail-biter. Very proud of that one. Oh snap. Oh snap. Oh snap. Then disaster struck. I caught Mono, aka the kissing disease. Mwah, mwah. Mono itself rendered me bedridden with 0 energy and high fever, but then I also caught strep throat, which left me unable to eat. Even swallowing my own saliva felt like pushing a razor blade down my throat. It was absolute hell, and I went from 88 kilos to 78 in a mere 2 weeks. Then my arm stopped working due to some kind of inflammation, and well, thankfully I managed to recover, but boy did it suck. As of recording this video, I've gained back 5 kilos, and I'm halfway to having my gains restored. Recovery would not have been as swift without the care of the Pumpkin Lady. She deserves a shout out for that too. To celebrate 160,000 subscribers, Sego and I hosted a massive Doom multiplayer event using Automax. We didn't quite manage to keep the server stable with 200 players, but we still had a lot of Doom guys running around wreaking havoc. Doom 2 from memory, which I personally call Doom 2, but something's not right, was also one of the greatest WODs I've played this year. Not only were the maps remade from memory, but also the music, graphics and text screens. Especially the music deserves a highlight. They were hilariously well done. Amazing job by the Doom 2 from memory team. I also did my first live interview ever. I got invited to sit on Nirvana's virtual couch and it was great fun. Nirvana speaks to a lot of fantastic Doom related people, so go check out his channel if you're into that. He asks fantastic questions, a true professional. So quite a lot of Doom consumption, but this year I also brought stuff to the table. Let me consult the Doom Wiki to see what, because I forgot. Oh yeah, I'm apparently prominent enough now to have a Doom Wiki page, which is pretty surreal. Cammy reached out to me to make a MIDI for Alien Vendettas map 28, since he likes my ambient MIDIs, and of course I said hell to the yes. Quite proud of this one. It's got some very evil sounding bits, but becomes almost soothing towards the middle. And now for my proudest achievement, making maps and music for Not Even Remotely Fair. This is a project led by Peter Lawrence aka Megasphere, where all maps are built around the Nightmare difficulty. All maps are incredibly well made, and the music especially really kicks ass. I have made tracks for maps 8 and 31. There's another map cooking for David's project, so expect that one soon. I made a speed MIDI for that when I was hella delirious from Mono, which somehow ended up sounding pretty damn awesome if I do say so myself. I also launched a Bandcamp page where you can listen to most of my MIDIs. I've started making MIDIs for my analysis videos too, which I hope to release on Bandcamp next year. As of making this video, I want to make 6 more analysis MIDIs so I can compile them into an album. Some of these MIDIs are very popular already, so I'm happy the audience is looking forward to them. So, quite a year. Lots of tough maps beaten, discovered new WODs, map makers, finally made some proper Doom maps too. Despite those 2 terrible bedridden weeks, I'm really happy with how things went. Thank you all for sticking around after 4 years. Every day I look forward to sharing my passion with you all, and I still love reading all the comments you leave behind, no matter how silly or weird they get sometimes. Thank you.